So, it is January 2nd, 2021. I haven't vlogged in a while. Wasn't feeling it for a bit, but things are happening and I felt like now's the time I should be vlogging and recording some of this because things are about to get really crazy, but in a good way. So I don't know if any of you have been watching the vlogs on the old vlog channel or any of my art videos recently, but anyway, my fiance and I have lived long distance for about 7 years now. No, 7.5 since I went to Mass Art in 2013, and we were both unemployed for a period of time. So since we both got stable jobs in the past 2 years, we've been saving our money up to try and get an apartment so we can move in together, get married, do all that stuff, and it might be happening. So we were talking on Christmas, long distance, because, you know, COVID. We were doing the math and we were looking at our savings, and we have saved the full amount that we said we wanted to before we started filling out applications. So for the past 8 days, it's been like 8 days, I have been sending out emails and Googling and reaching out to various places in the Lowell-Dracut area, which is where we want to go. Trying to find an apartment that's in our price range, that's available, and that will let me bring the boa constrictor. So I got an email from a prospective place a few days ago saying that caged animals were okay and they had an availability, and I called them back today just to clarify. I'm like, when you say caged animals, are reptiles part of that? And she said yes. And then I asked about would it be possible to tour the place. She said we only give tours to people who fill out applications, so I have been filling out the application today. Alicia is at work, so when she goes on her break, I'm going to call her and we're going to finish the application. So yeah, we're looking at an apartment. Also, that happened as well is, you know, since we're looking to move, I need to find work closer to Lowell and Dracut. My company that I work for a grocery store chain, posted a job opening for the exact same position that I do, a full-time shift leader, at the store in Waltham, which is about 20 miles away from Lowell and is quick shot down I-95, and is a much nicer commute than me commuting way out here to where I am right now, which was what I was planning on doing. So I've applied to that position. If I get it, then I will be leaving the store that I'm at right now, and I will be going to that one and commuting there. If I don't get it, I will continue to commute to this job because it's stable until I can find one near there, because I need the full time if we're going to afford to live in Lowell. But yeah, the apartment thing might be happening very soon, and I'm very excited, but it also means I have a lot of work to do. So I need to do that. So it's Sunday now. It's the 3rd. Last night we had our D&D session. Why is my light like so weird? Alright, anyway, we had our D&D session last night and it went well. Alicia and I finished and submitted our apartment application this morning. Their office is closed today, so we should hear back tomorrow or Tuesday morning about whether or not we can go see the place and if they accepted our application and everything. So with the thought in mind that we may get notified last minute, I am going to Lowell today. So I just finished wrapping the last of the Christmas presents for my friends. I was going to mail them all out, but since I'm going there for apartment stuff, I'm just bringing it with me anyway. Another thing that happened too is I got a call back from that full-time position at the other store that I applied to. It's much closer to the apartment that we're looking at. It's about a 20-minute drive versus, you know, a commute that would be an hour and a half. And they're looking for a full-time shift leader, which is exactly what I do right now. So I got a call back from their CSM about an hour ago, and he was asking about, you know, am I relocating? I said, yeah, we're trying for an apartment and everything, and did I want to set up for an interview? And I asked if I could call back later this week. I don't want to set up something if the apartment falls through and it takes us another few months to search, because I don't want to, that commute from here would not be pleasant either. So I'd like to know for sure if the apartment's a thing before I commit to that. But it's looking very promising and things are moving extremely quick. And if we get the apartment and if I'm able to interview in a week and I get the position, I could be moved by February, which is insane. So obviously I'd have a lot to do, but my ground rule basically is if I get the position and we get the apartment is I'm gonna need to schedule it in such a way that I have a full week off to get my things out there. So oh, it's happening, guys. It's happening. I've been trying to do this for years, but it's happening. Maybe. Fingers crossed. Anyway, I have to pack things. Alicia and I are gonna, she has tomorrow off. We're gonna go over more moving things tomorrow. I set up a checking account for us to use for bills, and I moved my savings into it, except for like $1,000. I left that in my own savings as a cushion. And we're gonna set it up tomorrow while she's off and I'm there for her to move her money in, so we have all of our apartment money in one place. And that's what we're gonna use to pay for rent and all of our bills and buy furniture, is that account, and then we'll have our own personal accounts for our own use. So adulting, it's super fun, but yeah, now I gotta pack. So it's Monday and we got it. We got the apartment. Yay! We might be going tomorrow for more details to sign it and everything, but it's official. I'm excited. So from the last clip, in case you couldn't gather, we got the place. Our application got approved. Today is Tuesday. It's almost 1 in the afternoon. Alicia's on her way to work right now. We reached out to the place this morning about signing the lease, and apparently they do it all online now because of COVID, which makes perfect sense. But they haven't emailed it to us yet. So that's what we were waiting for. The lease date starts today, so I'm sure we'll get it at some point today, but it hasn't shown up yet, and she had to go to work. And I gotta go back home because my brother has to work on his ride, so I need to pack and get out there. I did accomplish one thing though. I called back the store that that I applied to and set up an interview for Sunday. So things are moving. I just kind of wish the lease would get to us so we could sign it already. We're have to figure out how to get our keys and stuff. But yeah, so I gotta take my brother to work in 4 hours. So yeah, just under 4 hours. So I'm gonna make myself a quick lunch, pack up my stuff, drive back. So it's Thursday night. I haven't vlogged in a few days because I've been busy. But the place is officially ours. Alicia and I got the lease emailed to us Tuesday night, and we both signed it electronically. I gave it a day and didn't hear a response back, so I emailed them today and be like, okay, we've signed it. So like, what do we do now? What's the next steps? And they reached out and gave me a list of things that we need before move-in, which is Saturday. So I have to get in contact with National Grid, which I'm going to do in the morning because they open at 7. And we had to get renter's insurance, which I signed up for, and I'm waiting for confirmation for that. And I need the money for move-in in either a bank check or a money order. Personal checks aren't allowed, which is kind of a bummer because the personal checks for the shared bills account just showed up today. But thankfully work sells money orders, so I did that. And they are made out to mass mills. I wrote on them, and they're in my wallet ready to go. I just printed out the lease. Printed a copy of it. It's pretty hefty. It's 54 pages. It's a book. So I think probably tomorrow when I leave work I'm going to buy like a folder to put that in to keep it separate. I have a filing box. I'm probably going to get like a better one for me and Alicia to keep our stuff together, and one that's like fire and water resistant or something to keep all of our important stuff together. But it works for now. I have my current tax documents and medical records and stuff like that in there. So that's going to go in there in its own little folder. Maybe not a little folder because it's a lot. But yeah, so I got to the National Grid thing. I'm going to make a copy of my car's registration. So they will need to make a copy of the registration. So probably I'll make a copy, but they may want to make their own. I don't know. But one of the things I had to do was arrange to get my shift covered on Saturday because we both have to be there apparently. So 2 of my coworkers jumped in and were like, we got it. So thank you, Cassidy and Sally, if you're watching this, for helping, because I was not aware that I had to do that. This is my first like real apartment, by the way. I did move out and live in Lowell in college with a roommate for a while, but it wasn't like a formal apartment setup. I lived in the house that his family was in, and I paid his mother rent every month. But there was no formal agreement. There was no lease or nothing. It was like my friend's house kind of deal. So, yeah. It wasn't like actual kind of apartment living the way that this is. You know, this is the first time I've had to do this like all legal stuff. So, yeah, it's a lot, but I'm getting it. The only downside is Dad and I couldn't start the paperwork to transfer the ownership of the car to me because he couldn't find the title for the car, so he has to request a copy, and that has to show up. And when it does, then I'm going to look into getting the registration and title changed over to my name and insure it myself. I was going to bundle the renter's insurance with the auto insurance, but my landlord has a preferred insurer that has like a discount with them, so I signed up for that. It's less hassle. I can always switch it later, like in a year, but I just wanted to make things nice and just simple to start, just so we can get there and get settled. But yeah, I have my interview on Sunday at the other store. The store manager, my current location, stopped by to ask. He was like, "So you're applying to this place?" And I was like, "Yeah, we're moving, and they're looking for a shift leader full time." And I figured it's a shorter commute, so I might as well try out. You know, try for it or whatever. And he's like, "Oh, I'll put in a good word for you." And I was like, "Oh, thanks." So, yeah, things are taking off. All this adulting stuff is kind of getting a little crazy, but I'm really excited about it. And so is Alicia. She has been sending me photos of random, like, house goods at her work, because she works at Walmart. So she's like, "Hey, should I get this? Should I get this? Look, we can have that." Like, the fact that this is all coming together is kind of insane. We've been long distance for 7 years. So, yep. Still got a lot to do, but it's coming together. We'll get the keys on Saturday. Alright, so it's Friday night. I have been out of work for several hours. I came home, I ate something, printed out everything I need to print, and I am loading up and heading out to Lowell so that Alicia and I can get our keys tomorrow. So we're here at the apartment. John's measuring things for us. So this is the door, and let me turn my viewfinder around and do it this way instead. Okay. Yep. So we have this little entryway right here. We're thinking of putting our little eating table here because this floor will be easier to clean in case we spill things, because we're going to do that. We have this huge living room section, very high ceilings. John is getting the measurements for us. We're thinking Alicia's computer set up here, my computer and art table set up here.
Kitchen where I feel all cozy.
And then this area for like bookshelves, TV, couch kind of deal, because we don't really need that much table space. I imagine big D&D nights are going to be at John's house anyway. This is the kitchen. Nice new cabinets. They're cherry. We have plenty of cabinet space. Good amount of drawer space. So, you know, us cooking together actually shouldn't get too cramped. We have enough room that
one person in the kitchen at a time.
Well, if we wanted to make something together. Like, we have enough counter space that I could be here, you could be there, and we wouldn't be on top of each other.
You may be my sous chef, and then the other nights I'll be yours.
So, we have the space for that. Okay, this is the little hallway.
I'm not gonna like walk in and tell you how to do Kentucky Fried Chicken, you know what I mean? You're never coming to tell me how to do my pasta sauce.
Okay. Closet. Linen closet. There's lots of shelving. Here's the bathroom. It's very nice. Our little bathroom. Shower. Apparently gets very hot. John already tested it. So, nice little thing. Mirror. And then the bedroom. Only downside of the bedroom, no overhead lighting. So we are going to have to get some lamps in here, but we already measured the floor. And it will fit a king-size bed in here. I'm going to have to measure out Diamond's cage and his table to kind of figure out the best layout. But a king-size bed will fit in here. We have a nice wide closet. So yeah, and I really like how the windowsills have this large, like, space here we can use for storage or for shelving or something, which is nice. So we have a lot to do. It's gonna take me 2 weeks to move my own things in, but yeah, it's official. We're good. So it's been a hot minute since I've added to this vlog with the whole moving thing. I think the last clip I may have made was like within the apartment itself or something. I can't honestly remember. But it's Monday. It's Martin Luther King Day, the 18th. And yeah, things got kind of messed up for about a week. I came back here a week ago and went back to work last Monday. And on Monday, I started to feel a little off while I was working. I think I stayed at that shift for about 3 hours. A little ways into it, I started to feel really nauseous and just genuinely unwell, you know? And I had just been around Alicia all week and like I was at work, so I didn't want to take any chances, and I notified my boss. I was like, hey, I'm not feeling great. Like, I've got some nausea and everything, and said I think I should go home. And he said sure. I have a pretty good working relationship with management at that team, so you know they trust me. They know I would just make stuff up. And it was a good thing that I spoke up, because when I came home about an hour after I did, I got a little sick. So, and then within a couple hours after that, I started experiencing chills, and my throat started to get a little bit of a tickle in the back of it. So I immediately panicked and was like, oh God, I got COVID. So, spoiler alert, I didn't. I got my test results today. They were negative. But I immediately sent messages to everybody, to Alicia, to my dad, because he had been over at the house briefly and was like, get tested, because I think I'm feeling not great, so just to be sure. And then my brother and I isolated ourselves for the whole week until we got our results back today. So, it came back negative, which is great. And I was thinking it most likely was because everything that I had cleared up by Thursday. My temperature never got above 99. And yeah, I mean, that doesn't necessarily mean anything. COVID can reveal itself in a variety of degrees of severity, you know. So that's why I didn't want to take the chance. But the fear that I may have gotten it and may have exposed Alicia to it, really set off my anxiety on Monday. Like, I had a full-on anxiety attack. Like, just fell apart. Like, I was crying like somebody had died. Like, I was just immediately picturing the worst case scenarios. And all weekend too, when we were getting the keys for the apartment and I was going to my interview and stuff, the whole time I was like, something bad's gonna happen, something bad's gonna happen, something bad's gonna happen. Thankfully nothing severe happened and everyone's okay, but I think that whole situation really highlighted how much I need to work on my anxiety issues. Because COVID's a very scary thing, and it's good to be concerned and to be cautious about it, but the degree that my anxiety, you know, showed up, essentially, like, I couldn't function that whole afternoon. And you know, I was talking to Alicia about it, and when my symptoms started clearing up and I was realizing that, you know, it was at most a slight cold and maybe just stress, that the nausea and some of the chills symptoms and stuff were probably caused by the anxiety attack. And I haven't really dealt with my anxiety in a constructive, professional way since my teens. I've just kind of just ignored it. And I think I need to deal with it in a way that's a little more productive. So once we get settled in our new place and everything, I'm gonna have to find a new PCP anyway, because like I'm moving across the state. I think I'm gonna look into getting professional help for my anxiety issues, so that when it does show up, I can deal with it a little better, or maybe I can see the signs as being, you know, my anxiety instead of something else. But you know, living through a plague certainly doesn't help. But in any case, test came back negative. We're all good, and everybody else feels completely fine. My dad's test came back negative, so we're all good with that respect. I also got a call back from the store I had my interview at. I had that call yesterday. I got the position. It comes with a bit of a raise as well, so that's fun. And they're going to start making my schedule, so I'm going to be starting at that store the week ending the 6th. So my last day at my current store is going to be this Saturday. And, you know, while I'm glad that I isolated myself to be absolutely sure, because you really can't take a chance with COVID, I'm also kind of irritated that, like, you know, it ate up an entire week of work. Number one, I didn't have a lot of sick time, so my paycheck this week is not going to be fantastic. And number two, you know, it's less time for me to say goodbye to this team. You know, I'm only going to have 5 days. I picked up a shift for tomorrow while I was there dropping off my test results and stuff. But yeah, because I have been with this team for a while, and I like a lot of them, and some of them I consider friends and everything, and I was kind of hoping to not have to, you know, ruin the last bit of time I had working at the store to be like, you know, actually work with these people. So it's kind of a bummer, but safety first, I guess. By Thursday, when I started to feel normal, I, you know, started to use the time that I had productively. I called the clinic to get my results every day. Just like, are they here yet? I think they started to get sick of me, but like, they don't have a voicemail service, which is dumb, first of all. So I called constantly to be like, hello, are they here yet? Okay. And then I call back like the next day or like 2 hours later, like, hello. So probably saw my name, were like, oh god, it's a Karen. Like, yeah, I was probably like a bit of an actual Karen, but it's like, I need to know. But I wound up working on packing stuff. I got all of my things that I'm donating separated out, packed away. There's a lot. I have things I'm donating back from like high school. Like, that's how long it's taken me to get to work on this. I have a lot of, most of them are books. 80% of it's books. And I'm probably still taking at least 100 of them with me, some of them comics. 100 might be exaggerating, actually, now that I'm looking at it. Yeah, 100's exaggerating. Maybe 50 that I'm taking with me. And that's maybe 75, like 25% of the initial, you know, group that I had, maybe a little less. I have a problem, so, yeah. It's gonna be a lot of books, a lot of boxes. Set up the Comcast account so we can get the internet set up when we're there. And yeah, now that we got our results and we're actually able to do things, I have a lot of errands to do. Oh, one more thing that happened this weekend that just made everything else just fantastic. Our propane tank ran out of gas, and we had to wait 3 days for them to show up and put it in. So we had no hot water for 3 days. So I'm going to be very busy the next week, packing and to get an oil change for my car before I move, and just work. So, but yeah, I am moving in 8 days. So, sorry if this is really close up. I don't have the lens screwed in because I'm in the middle of packing. So it's Monday. It's the 25th. I'm going to Lowell tonight to spend the night at John's house with Alicia, and then tomorrow morning we're getting the U-Haul and coming back and getting all my stuff. I'm almost done packing, so I don't know how much you can see that's empty. So there's my closet. I mean, obviously I have a lot. That flower bouquet was given to me by one of the managers at work, and they gave me a card and stuff, and it was really nice. I finished my last day at the store Saturday night, and then I started the new store on Sunday. So I'll have some time to get settled. But I still have a lot of, I still have a good amount of packing to do. Not a ton. It's mostly just the decorations on my walls, and then I need to, like, take apart my whole computer setup. Like my PS4 and my Switch, and I have a little drawer system down here that has like wires and cords and like my microphone and stuff, so my hard drive or whatever. I had gone through everything already and like thrown out a bunch of stuff and donated a bunch of stuff, or set it aside to be donated, because that's going to have to come with as well. So now it's just packing up what I'm keeping, which is more than I was expecting. I have a lot of stuff. Mostly books and art supplies, it looks like, which it shouldn't surprise anybody, honestly. So getting that all stashed and set up at the apartment's going to be fun, but most of it was kept inside drawers that I have anyway, so I think I can make it work. But anyway, I'm just taking a short break to have some lunch, and then I'm going to finish packing. Diamond is going to come with on my way to Lowell tonight, and he's going to spend the night at John's house in his little glass cage, just so he's not like in our way while we're loading up the truck and everything. And then he's going to be living in that glass cage for a couple of weeks. I ordered him a new cage. I can't bring this one with me. It's very old and the heater's starting to fail, and I'm not sure that I can clean it out as well as I need to for him to move in. I've avoided mentioning it on the vlogs as much as possible over the past while I've been doing it, and I haven't really mentioned it like in person to people, but we have a bug problem in this house. We use a lot of airtight containers, and we wipe things down and whatnot, but they're still here. So one of the things we're doing is we're going to be bombing my stuff before we move, but Diamond's cage I'm not comfortable bombing because he's going to have to live in it. So I just bought him a new one. It hasn't shown up yet. It's getting shipped to John's house. It's custom made, so it's the exact same cage he's got now. I just bought him a replacement. So he's going to be living in his old cage until the new one shows up. So he's not going to enjoy it. It's going to be a little cramped, but you know, he used to be in that cage before, so he'll be okay for a little bit until the new one shows up. But yeah, so things are moving along. In not 24 hours, but by the end of the day tomorrow, I'm going to be in Lowell officially, so I just gotta finish packing. Alrighty, so here is the truck. It is fully loaded. I did not vlog the process because honestly, we were carrying a lot of crap. But yes, mostly John was carrying a lot of crap. Thank you, John. So we're texting. All right. We're texting a friend to see if she wants to help us move later. And we're going to swing by Hanford and get some food because I owe Patrick food. And then I might be able to say hi to some people one more time before we leave. But yeah. So it's Wednesday, and it's about 4:15, and we are moved in.
Hey!
And by moved in, I mean our stuff is in here. We have to organize. But we're here. I'll do.
We're here.
Probably gonna end this vlog here because I started the vlog with the whole getting the apartment thing, and then I'm thinking I might just do weekly vlogs of stuff. But real quick, let me just kind of show you Diamond's little setup, temporary setup. Here he is. He's none too happy. This is not what he's used to, but it's what he's gonna have to deal with for a couple of weeks until his brand new cage comes in the mail. So I'm going to get him a stronger lamp and maybe a space heater so that this is warmer, and a spritz bottle, and yeah. But he had a very busy day, so he'll be okay. But yeah, that does it for this vlog. Alicia and I have our apartment, and we have our stuff here, and now we just have to organize and get our stuff together, and I'll probably do like weekly vlogs. Art content's going to be a while because obviously...
Many more shenanigans though now.
Yes, so... I'm looking forward to vlogging a little more often because I'll actually have things to vlog now.
Yeah, I don't know how exciting it's going to be them watching us like pack our shit away.
Yeah.
So maybe like, you aren't going to enjoy that.
Yeah. But anyway, thanks for watching. See you guys in the next vlog.